Welcome class to Chapter 6 Dictionaries. In this chapter we're going to learn how to use Python dictionaries, which allow you to connect pieces of related information. Understanding dictionaries allows you to model a variety of real-world objects more accurately. You'll be able to perhaps create a dictionary representing a person that stores any information about that person, such as maybe their name, age, location, profession, or any other aspect of that person that you could describe. Or perhaps you create a dictionary with regards to the aliens on the screen. The aliens have colors, they have point value, they can have an X and a Y position, and so on. So those are just two examples of dictionaries. In this first video of Chapter 6, we will cover the first four objectives: accessing values in a dictionary, adding new key value pairs, modifying values in a dictionary, and removing key value pairs. So what is a dictionary? It is simply a collection of key value pairs. So our dictionary in this example is alien_0. We have two keys which are highlighted in green, color and points, and their values are in red, green and 5. When we access those values, we use their key. So let's go ahead and look at this example in Sublime. So here's our dictionary, alien_0. We have two keys, color and points. Their values are green and 5. We access that information, or the value of that key, by using square brackets and our key name. And so when we build this file, we see that the dictionary, if we print it out with the curly braces. And if we print out just the key, we get the value. So the key associated with the value. So at this point we can't access the actual key, but we can access the value by accessing the key from the dictionary. So a couple things here to point out. Make sure you use curly braces when you're creating a dictionary, whereas lists we use the square brackets. When you create a key, you're going to enclose it in quotes. So both keys here are closed in quotes. And then when you do a value, it depends on what the value is. So in here, this one is a string, so that one has the quotes, and here this is a numeric value, so there's no need for quotes. So key values can be a number, a string, a list, or even another dictionary. So we'll cover the number and string today, and then in the second and third video we'll be talking about the list and even another dictionary. Adding new key value pairs. So here we have our two keys, color and points, and we're going to add two more keys called X_position and Y_position, and then their associated values. So here we have those two, and then I'm going to print out my dictionary once again at the end. So I'll do a print of it at the beginning to see that we have these two keys, add two keys and their values, and then print out the dictionary again. So here we see that the result of those added keys. So you can add as many keys as you need. Python doesn't care about what order you put them in, just as long as you have a correct key name and you've associated a value with it. Starting with an empty dictionary. So perhaps you have no aliens on the screen, and now they're being populated on the screen by adding them to the dictionary. So here is an example of that. So if we had this, we could go ahead and remove this. And if we do this, we have an empty dictionary to start off, and then we added our two keys of X position and Y position. So you do not have to start off a dictionary with values unless you need them. Modifying values in a dictionary. So if I needed to modify, say, the color to yellow, I could go ahead and do that by just simply assigning a new value to the key that I'm trying to adjust. So here we've got where we're modifying alien color to yellow. So now I have color green, 0.5, but now once I modify that, now I have the color of yellow, 0.5, and then my X and Y position. So let's look at another example on page 95, and this is called what I call alien_speed. So go ahead and take some time to go ahead and enter this code in. So I encourage you just to pause the video at this point and then go ahead and enter in the code on page 95. Once you're done, it'll look like this, and then go ahead and unpause the video and then we will discuss the content. So we have a dictionary called ALIEN0. It has 3 keys: X position, Y position, and speed. What we're doing with this one is based on the speed through our if tests, we adjust the X position either by 1, 2, or 3. So you may have recalled this from Alien Invasion already, where we adjusted the position by a +1 if we were going to the right with our alien, and a -1 if we were going to the left with our alien. So same concept here. We look at the speed. If it's slow, we're going to increment by 1. If it is medium, we're going to increment by 2. Else, we're always going to increment by 3. So based on this speed in our dictionary, and we could modify that at any time, depends on how we increment. So here we've got alien X position. We take the current value that's in X position and we add the X increment to it. So if it starts out at 0, we have medium, we're going to increment by 2. Now this is value of 2, and then we would continue to add 2 onto it each time. So 2 now becomes 4, 4 becomes 6, 6 becomes 8, and so on. So if we had a looping structure, it would just continue to move through. So here is the result: X position 0, and our new position is 2. Removing key value pairs. So if I determine that a key is no longer of use to me, I can go ahead and use the DEL statement to go ahead and remove that particular key from its corresponding dictionary. So if I decided at this point in Alien, and I actually have it here, a delete statement of points, so green or color and points to start with, and then we have color, X position, and Y position, and no longer points because we hadn't deleted that key. A dictionary of similar objects where we have some favorite languages of some people. So we have a key called Jen, a key called Sarah, Edward, and Phil. Their values are Python, C, Ruby, and Python. So favorite languages Sarah. Okay, so remember, this is the key. That key is accessing the value that is associated with that key. So favorite languages Sarah is bringing the letter C, or the language C, capitalizing it with the method title and storing that in language. So we have not learned yet how we would access the key and use that in our print statements. Right now we're just using the key to get the value associated with it. So save Sarah's favorite language is, and it'll print out the capital C. Okay, so Sarah's favorite language is C. Okay, and that's where we're going to end for this video lecture. I want to talk about the lab for this one, 6-3. A Python dictionary can be used to model an actual dictionary. However, to avoid confusion, let's call it a glossary. So think of 5 programming words you've learned about in previous chapters. Use these words as the keys in your glossary and store the meanings as values. Okay, so pretty straightforward. You'd have your term, and then you'd have your value. Print each word and its meaning as neatly formatted output. You might print the word followed by a colon, then its meaning, or print the word on one line and then print its meaning indented using \T on a second line. Use the new line character to insert a blank line between each word meaning pair in your output. So again, we have not learned how to access the value of the key, okay? So, or the actual key. We've learned to get the value that's associated with the key. So when you're doing these print statements, you're going to need to print out the actual term in your print statements. So if my term was function, I would have to do that in my F string, say function, and then colon, and then I could go ahead and get the value by saying function, or not, so saying glossary, and then using that particular key with it. Okay, so again, there's no way to access the value of the key at this point. Okay, so that ends the lecture for the first part of Chapter 6. So if you have any questions, please let me know. Thank you.